The sons of Krishna. Skanda 10, chapter 61. The wives of Krishna had each 10 sons. The sons of Rukmini were Pradyumna, Charudeshna, Sudeshna, Charudekha, Sucharu, Charugupta, Bhadracharu, Charuchandra, Vicharu, and Charu. The 10 sons of Satyabhama were Bhanu, Subhanu, Swarbhanu, Prabhanu, Bhanumat, Chandrabhanu, Vrihatbhanu, Atibhanu, Sribhanu, and Pratibhanu. Jambavati had 10 sons Samva, Sumitra, Purujit, Satajit, Sahasrajit, Vijaya, Chitraketu, Vasumat, Dravida, and Kratu. Nagnajiti had 10 sons Veera, Chandra, Asvashen, Chitragu, Vegavat, Vrisha, Amashanku, Vasu, and Kunti. Kalindi had 10 sons Shruta, Kavi, Vrisha, Veera, Suvahu, Bhadra, Shanti, Darsha, Purna, Masa, and Somaka. Madri had 10 sons Praghosha, Gatravat, Sinha, Bala, Prabala, Urdhaga, Mahasakti, Saha, Ojas, and Aparajita. Mitravinda had 10 sons Vrika, Harsha, Anila, Gridhra, Vardhana, Annada, Mahansha, Pavana, Vahni, and Kshuddhi. Bhadra had 10 sons Sangramajit, Brihatsena, Sura, Praharana, Harijit, Jaya, Shubhadra, Rama, Ayu, and Satya. Rohini had Tamratapta and other sons. Pradyumna had by Rukmavati, daughter of Rukmi, one son Aniruddha. There were millions and millions in the line of Krishna. Though Rukmin vowed enmity to Krishna, he gave his daughter to Krishna's son out of regard for his own sister Rukmini. Balavat, son of Kritavarman, married Charumati, daughter of Rukmini. Rukmin also gave his granddaughter Rochana in marriage to Aniruddha. The death of Rukmin. Skanda 10, chapter 61. Rama, Krishna, Pradyumna, Rukmini, and others went to Bhojakata, the seat of Rukmin, on the occasion of Aniruddha's marriage. When the marriage was over, the assembled kings advised Rukmin to challenge Rama to a game of dice. At first, the wager was laid by Rama at 100, 1,000, and then 10,000 gold coins, respectively. Rukmin won all the games. The king of Kalinga derided Rama by shewing his teeth. Rama did not like this. Rukmin then laid the wager at 1 lakh of gold coins. Balarama won the game, but Rukmin falsely declared that he had won it. Rama then laid the wager at 10 crores. Rama won the game this time also, but Rukmin falsely said, I have got it, let the bystanders decide this. At this time, a voice from the heavens said that Balarama had got the victory by fair means and Rukmin was telling a lie. But Rukmin, under evil advice, did not mind this. He and the kings derided Balarama, keeper of cows. What know you of games? They are the province of kings. Balarama could bear it no longer. He took his club and killed Rukmin. He then broke the teeth of the king of Kalinga. The other kings fled in fear. Bana, Skanda 10, chapter 62 to 63. Bana, the eldest son of Bali, had 1,000 hands. He was a votary of Shiva. Shiva asked him to name a boon and he prayed to Shiva to be the keeper of his place. Once he told Shiva that there was too much fighting inclination in his hands, but he found no match for him except Shiva himself. Even the elephants of space ran away in fear. Shiva said angrily, Fool that thou art, thou shalt fight with one equal to myself. Thy eminence shall then be lowered. The Asura chief gladly waited for the day. Bana had a daughter named Usha. She met Aniruddha in a dream. On getting up, she exclaimed, Friend, where art thou? Her attendant Chitraleka, daughter of minister named Kumbhanda, inquired whom she was looking for. Usha described the figure she had seen in her dream. Chitraleka pointed out to her devas, Gandhavas, and men one after another. At last, when she pointed to the figure of Aniruddha, the princess indicated him as her lover. Chitralekha, by her yogic powers, went to Dwaraka and carried away Aniruddha while he was asleep. The prince and the princess passed their days together in the privacy of Usha's apartment. The men of the guard found some significant change in Usha. They informed the king. Bana came in unexpectedly and he found his daughter playing with a young man. The armed attendants of Bana attacked Aniruddha, but he killed many of them with his club and they ran away. Bana then tied the prince with serpents' twinings. Narada gave the news to Krishna. Rama and Krishna, with their followers and a large army, attacked Sonitapura, the seat of Bana. Shiva engaged in fight with Krishna, Kartikeya with Pradyumna, Bana with Satyaki, Kumbanda and Kupakarna with Balarama, and Bana's son with Shamba. Krishna worsted Shiva, and Pradyumna worsted Kartikeya. Bana then attacked Krishna. After some fighting, the king fled away. The fever with 3 heads and 3 feet, known as Shiva's fever, joined the battle. To meet him, Krishna created the fever known as Vishnu's fever. The two fevers fought with each other. Worsted in the fight, the fever of Shiva sought the protection of Krishna. He got assurances that he need have no fear from Vishnu's fever. Bana returned to the charge. Krishna began to cut off his hands with the chakra. Shiva appeared at the time and asked Krishna to forgive Bana as he had forgiven his father Bali. Krishna replied, O Lord, I cannot kill this son of Bali. I promised Prahlada that I would not kill any of his line. His many hands caused grief to earth, and I have lopped them off. Now 4 hands shall only remain. With these hands, Bana shall be thy constant companion, without fear of death or infirmity. Bana bowed down his head. He made over his daughter and Aniruddha to Krishna. Riga, Skanda 10, chapter 64. The sons of Krishna went out to play in the forest. They saw a huge lizard in a certain well. They tried all means but could not raise it up. They then informed Krishna. He raised it without effort with his left hand. The lizard assumed the form of a deva. On inquiry from Krishna, he thus related his own story. I am King Riga of the line of Ikshwaku. My charities knew no bounds and they have become proverbial. One cow belonging to a Brahmana got mixed with my herd, and without knowing that, I gave her to another Brahmana. While he was taking away the cow, the owner found her out. The two Brahmanas quarreled and they came to me. They said, You are a giver as well as taker. I became surprised, and when the facts were known, I offered 1 lakh of cows for the return of the mistaken cow. One of them, however, said, I'm not going to take a gift from the king. The other said, I do not wish for other cows, even if they be 10 lakhs. They both went away. At this time, the messengers of Yama came and carried me away. Yama said, I see no end of your merits and the places acquired by them. Do you prefer to suffer for your demerit first or to enjoy those heavenly things? I took the first choice and down I fell as a lizard into this well. Look how I have suffered for taking a Brahmana's property. The king then thanked Krishna for his favor and ascended to the heavens. Krishna gave a discourse to those around him as to how iniquitous it was to take a Brahmana's property consciously or unconsciously. Balarama and the drawing of the Yamuna. Skanda 10, chapter 65. Balarama went to Vrindavana to see his old friends. The Gopas and Gopis gave him a warm reception and they complained of the hard heartedness of Krishna. Balarama remained there for the 2 months, Chaitra and Vaishaka. The Gopa girls used to join him at night. One day he went in their company to the side of Yamuna. Fermented juice fell from the trees as directed by Varuna. Balarama drank the juice with the Gopa girls and became intoxicated. He called the Yamuna to his side for the pleasure bath, but she did not come. Balarama thought he was drunk, and therefore the river goddess did not heed his words. He drew her by the plowshare and said in anger, Wicked thou, I called thee, but thou didst not hear. I shall tear thee asunder with this plow. Terrified, the river goddess adored Balarama and sought his pardon. Balarama forgave her. He then had a pleasure bath with the girls. Lakshmi made presents to him of blue clothes, rich ornaments, and an auspicious garland. Paundraka and the King of Kashi, Benares. Skanda 10, Skanda 10, chapter 66. Paundraka, king of Karusha, thought, I am Vasudeva. With this conviction, he sent a messenger to Krishna, calling him a pretender. He was staying with his friend, the king of Kashi. Krishna attacked Kashi, and both the princes came out with a large army. Krishna found Paundraka had the conch, the disc, the club, the bow made of horn, and the Srivatsa, all his own symbols. He was adorned by the kaustuba and a garland of wildflowers. He had yellow clothes and rich crest jewels. He had makara shaped earrings. He was seated on a false Garuda. Seeing Paundraka represent him in this way, as it were on the stage, Krishna began to laugh. He killed both the princes in the fight. Paundraka had constantly meditated on Hari, and he assumed his form and became all Hari himself. So Dakshina, son of the Kashi prince, vowed vengeance and worshipped Shiva. Shiva, being pleased with his worship, asked him to name a boon. He asked how he could kill the slayer of his father. Shiva told him to invoke Dakshina Agni with the mantra of black magic. So Dakshina did so with the aid of Brahmanas. The fire went towards Dwaraka to consume Krishna. Krishna sent a Sudarshana disk which overpowered the fire. The fire fell back on Kashi and consumed Sudakshina and the Brahmanas. Sudarshana still followed the fire. The divine weapon burned the whole of Kashi and went back to Krishna. Dvivid, monkey. Skanda 10, chapter 67. The monkey general Dvivid was a minister of Sugriva and the brother of Mainda. He was a friend of Naraka, son of earth. To take revenge for his friend's death, he began to do all sorts of mischief, especially in the regions of Dwaraka. Balarama was in the midst of some girls on the Raivataka hill. The monkey made all sorts of gestures to annoy and insult the girls, and he provoked Balarama again and again, who then killed Vivid to the great joy of all. Shamba, Lakshana, and Balarama. Skanda 10, chapter 68. Lakshana, daughter of Duryodhana, was to select her own husband, and there was an assembly of princes. Shamba, son of Jambavati, carried away the girl by force. Kauravas could not brook this insult. Bhishma, Kama, Salya, Bhuri, Yagniketu, and Duryodhana united to defeat Shamba, and they brought him back as a prisoner. Narada gave the information to the Vrishnis, and their chief Ugrasena gave them permission to fight with the Kauravas. Balarama did not like that the Kurus and Yadus should fight with one another, so he went himself to Hastinapura. He remained outside the town and sent Uddhava to learn the views of Dhritarashtra. The Kurus came in a body to receive Balarama. When the formalities were over, Balarama composed asked the Kurus in the name of the king Ugrasena to restore Shamba. The Kurus proudly replied, We have given the kingdom to the Vrishnis and Yadus. A wonder indeed, they want to become our equals and to dictate to us. Surely the lamb cannot take away the lion's game. Balarama thought how foolish the Kurus had become. They did not know the powers of Ugrasena and of Krishna. In anger, he exclaimed, I will make the earth to be stripped of all Kauravas. He took his plough and gave a pull to Hastinapura. The town became topsy-turvy. The Kurus came and adored him. They brought back Shamba and Lakshana. Duryodhana made large presents, and Balarama became appeased. He went back with Shamba and his bride to Hastinapura and related what had happened to the Yadus.